The election's just over 3 weeks away now. We're starting to see each campaign really zero in and target demographics like Latinos and seniors. Let's bring in former State Senate President Mike Haradopoulos again. Thanks for sticking around, Mike. Good to see you again.
Thank you, Ryan.
So we just detailed, we know the president's in Sanford today. Joe Biden will be in Florida tomorrow. Not surprising given the Florida stakes. What do you expect both of these candidates to focus on in the final stretch here?
Well, I think more than anything else is getting out the vote. This is so important. We all recognize this. Which side has more enthusiasm on their side? What I'm seeing from the polling numbers, not just here in Florida, but around the country, is that you see that Republicans are voting for Donald Trump, and you see that Democrats are not necessarily voting for Biden. They're voting against Donald Trump. So this election has truly become about Donald Trump and his presidency. And the question is, can Donald Trump talk about his 4 years of success, or will Joe Biden be more successful in talking about what he would call 4 years of failure?
Yeah, Mike, we're seeing these Latinos for Trump signs, and we look back to 2016. The Trump camp feels they're doing better with Hispanic voters, but Biden's camp feels they're polling better with 2016 than they did with seniors. So I think it's interesting to see what they both focus on in those two camps.
That's a great point. What you've seen is an uptick for Donald Trump among Hispanic voters as well as African-American voters, not just in Florida, but across the country. He's seen a little bit of slippage among senior voters, but as I went through the polling this weekend, it was in most states Donald Trump still leads among seniors, not as big as 2016. And so I think he'll be pushing issues like law and order and pushing issues like saying, look, when you fund Obamacare, you're taking money out of Medicare. And so you're going to see Donald Trump talking more and more about that, whereas you'll see the Democrats talk about, hey, we need to fund Obamacare, and you can't confirm Justice Barrett or Judge Barrett in this confirmation hearing because she might overturn Obamacare. So those are going to be the conflicting messages. They're each talking to their base because as we started our broadcast today, this is about turnout. Can you motivate your people to vote for someone or against someone on election day or vote early?
It's a great point, Mike. And these confirmation hearings, they're going to impact some U.S. Senate races and control of the Senate. We've seen that on both sides. There's been huge money flowing into not only Florida, but some of these key Senate races.
No, absolutely. I'll tell you what, the Democrats, to their credit, have created what we call the green wave. That idea that overwhelming amounts of money are coming into the U.S. Senate races that are making them competitive where no one thought they might be competitive. And most obvious is the very issue you just talked about, which is the confirmation hearing today. Lindsey Graham was expected to cruise to re-election victory, but his opponent has raised $57 million in this quarter alone. He is overwhelming the airways, and what was once a blowout is now a close race. So the money advantage the Democrats enjoy right now is significant, and that's why Lindsey Graham needs to put on a good performance as these hearings start today in order to keep his seat in South Carolina.
Mike, real quick, Joe Biden's in a tough spot on stacking the court because the progressive voters, they want that to happen. He doesn't want to lose them, but a lot of the country is not so sure about it. So how does he handle this going forward?
Ooh, I'll tell you what, there was a gaffe extraordinaire this weekend. If you remember, Nancy Pelosi during Obamacare said, we'll tell you what's in the bill after we pass it. Joe Biden was pretty arrogant and said, people don't deserve to know where he stands on court packet, which is a shocking statement in general. When candidates run for office, they're supposed to be transparent. And so I think this might come back to bite him a bit. I think he's going to have to take a stand at some point on this issue because if he leaves it in question, people are going to assume he's going to pack the court, which is not popular right now.
Yeah, that came out in a local news interview. We'll see an exciting 3 weeks. We know that as we sprint to the finish. Mike, thanks for the insight.
Thanks for your time, Ryan. Be safe. Thank you.
And let's